It is the last day of our texture rich owl crochet along. I cannot believe it's been 5 days already, you guys. And I can't wait to get this guy done so we can snuggle with him a little bit more. Not that you can't, snuggle with your armless, beakless owl, but, he'd be a lot more fun to snuggle with wings. So let's get started. We're first going to attach his beak. And what we're going to do is attach it right here. So pick out, what I like to do is kind of pull some of these curls away so that when I put it in here, there's curls sitting on top of his little nose. And then it's just going to go straight down in a line with the pointy end facing down, straight down in a line right in the middle, right between his eyes. So that's where we're going to put our first stitch, and we're just going to stitch straight down the back here in a line, just straight down like this. So we're going to insert our hook under those curls that we lifted up to put his little, so that they sit on top of his little nose. I think that's just precious. And I'm going to hold this kind of away from his body so you guys can see how this is attaching. I'm going to go in through the stitch that the yarn just came out of, and down through the next one. Right. And then same thing here. So take the yarn, or the stitch that the yarn just came out of, and it's going to go underneath the next round of loops, and that's okay. We're going to have to work around and over and through those, so that's just going to be part of it. Pull that tight a little bit, and you can see the underside again here. So here's where our yarn came out of, so we're going to go back in that hole, straight down toward the end. All right. And then find where our yarn came out of on the body. There. And go straight down one more time. So, not that fancy really. We're going to go back in through the hole we came out of, and then I'm just going to come out any other hole. I'm going to come out the top of the beak here. Pull them tight. Make sure my beak's where I want it. Yep, I like my hair that's sitting on top here. Oh yeah, look how cute. All right, and then I'm going to weave in this end by tying it off embroidery style. So here's something else you're going to learn today. This is so fun. All right, so pick a stitch that is adjacent to where you chose to pull your yarn out from. Can be any stitch. I'm going to choose this one. And you need to put your yarn or your needle through one post of that stitch that is right adjacent to the hole. So it needs to be a piece of yarn or a post that is coming out of that hole. Insert your hook and pull it not quite tight. We're going to put our yarn through the hole so we create a little tiny knot around that post. Okay, super loose knot. This is super not tightened. Now put your needle back through the hole you just came out of. Okay, the hole you just came out of, and back out any hole because you're just going to pull this tight now. All right, so pull it, and so you've got your knot that is wrapped around the post of an adjacent stitch, and your yarn both coming out of and going back into the same hole. And when you get real close to the top here, you're just going to give it the tiniest jerk. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull that knot that we wrapped around the post back around to the back side of the post. So it is looped around, right? Because it's a stitch. So we're going to pull it to the back of that loop by giving this a little tug. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Check that action out. Now, that has a knot on it, but it is on the inside of his little nose. It is knotted tight. It is not going anywhere. But it's hid. The knot is not on the outside anywhere where we can see it. It is on the inside of the work. Pretty spiff, right? I love an embroidery tie off because it just makes life so much easier. And it's great when you need to tie off something that's the completely wrong color. So like if you had white and you needed to tie it off inside this blue, you could use the exact same technique, pull the white knot around to the back, and you'd never see it. You wouldn't have to worry about all those woven in white ends showing. All right. Next, we need to do wings. So position your owl so his nose is facing straight to the side, right? So that the side that you have facing up is straight on and is exactly his side facing, side. All right, we're going to take our wings, and here's the end tail. Here's the flat side, and here's the last 4 stitches that we did on the wing. So I'm going to thread my sewing tail through my needle here. And we're going to take 4 stitches. We're going to pick 4 stitches on the underside here to mark to put his wings. And since we know he's laying perfectly on his side, all we have to do is mark off. So here's 1, 2, 3. Did I put that in the right place? 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, that looks pretty perfectly even to me. So those are our stitches we're going to work around. So this needle is going to go in where the pin was and come out. Okay, and then it's going to go here. I need to have a little less overlap there. Come up through the first stitch of the wing. I know that's a little bit hard to see with the loops, but and then we're going to go down through the stitch we just came out of on the body and up through the next one over. Then come up through the next stitch on the wing. Okay, so I'm going to pull these tight so I can make sure we're getting this alignment correct. Yep, we are. So pulling stitches away so you guys can see. Going down through the same stitch we came out of on the body and over one. And then up through the next stitch on the wing. And then down through the same stitch we came out of. Wait, let's find it again. There it is. On the body and over one. That's where our purple pin was, is where I'm coming out now. And up through the wing. Whoops. All right. Pull that tight. And then what I like to do is go back down through the same stitch on the body again that I came out of, because I would much rather weave in this end on the underside of this wing and out of the way than anywhere else. All right, so there you have it. So there's our wing attachment. We've attached it along 4 stitches underneath the loop stitch round. Okay, and so just weave this end in either on the body or on the wing, however you feel comfortable doing it. I will probably use the body because it's a little more sturdy stitches than the back and forth stitches. And let's flip him over and do the other one. So same thing, make sure his little nose is facing straight that way. We're going to lift up his loop stitches and we're going to mark 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, that look like they are centrally located on the body. Now, just to double check, let's hold him up so we know our stitches are right here. Here's our wing. Here's our other wing. Is that straight across? Yeah, looks straight across to me. Sweet. Okay, so let's keep going with our plan. We don't have to move anything. So we're going to thread our starting tail through our other wing. Here's our other wing. Flat side is facing the body. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to go in through the pinned stitch and up through the next one. And then up through the first stitch on the last round of the wing. Then down through the stitch we came out of and up through the next one. And up through the next stitch on the wing. Okay. Okay, pull that tight. And we're going to go down through the stitch we just came out of and over one. I know this is kind of hard to see with all the loops going all over the place, but I'm trying to hold them out of the way. Okay, and then up through the next stitch on the last round of the wing. And then one more time down through the hole we came out of on the body and up through the next one. Take our pin out. Oops. Look at that. I came unthreaded. And then up through the last stitch on the wing. Alrighty. Pull that guy tight. Then we're going to go back down through the last stitch on the body so that we can do a good job weaving this in. And pull tight. And there's our wings. Ta-da! How friggin' cute is he? Oh my gosh, he's so adorable. Yay! I think I almost like him better in blue. All right, so weave in your ends on your wings at your leisure. But before we go, we're going to put on some little ears for him. And we're just going to do those by threading some fringe. And I know I said we were only going to learn 4 methods, but look at this. We're learning a 5th one. So cut yourself 4 strands of yarn. And these can be pretty much any length you want. I think mine are probably about 6 inches, maybe a little longer. It doesn't really matter because we're going to cut them again here anyway. So take 2 of those strands. Well, let's set this guy upright. So I have a very, very smooth desktop, so let's hope that he sits nice. You're going to sit for me, pal? There we go. All right. So he's nice and smooth, or nice and straight on the camera here. So we can choose where to put his little ears. And I'm thinking right here and right here. So what we're going to do is fold those strands of yarn in half, like this. Right? Then wrap it around your hook. Okay? Insert your hook where you want your ears to be. So mine are probably about here. And just go through 1 stitch, 2 stitches, whatever you feel comfortable. Okay? Then you're going to take the bulk of the yarn. So you'll have 4 pieces, the whole thing that's wrapped around the hook, and you'll wrap it around the hook again. Okay? I went over, under, or under, over. You can do however you want. But your goal is to pull all 4 of those pieces through the stitch. Through the stitch. And then through the loop that was on the hook. Okay. It's a lot of yarn through a small space. So if you have to take your hook out and pull, that's fine too. Right? And you have just fringe threaded an ear. So same thing on the other side. Oh, come on, buddy. You gotta stand up. We're putting your ears on. We're going to wrap our yarn around our hook. And this one's going to go in right here. It looks straight across to me, don't you think? So we'll put that in under 1 stitch. Take our yarn and wrap it around. And through the stitch. And then through the loop that was on the stitch. And pull. So, whoops, we missed a piece. Oh no. There we go. All right. So we have our fringe threaded ears. So let's make sure those are positioned the way we want them. Yeah, I think that looks pretty straight, don't you? Looks straight to me. All right. So if you want to, you can cut these off and you can just leave them this length. So I'm going to cut mine just a little bit long. Leave them this length and leave them unfrayed, unbrushed, unworked with. And then you can just leave your loop stitches as loop stitches. And this is what your final owl will look like. Kind of curly, fluffy, a little bit chaotic, but fun. Very, very fun. Okay. Or what you can do is take a hairbrush. And my hairbrush is a cheapo dollar store hairbrush. I've been using this same hairbrush on these fluffing projects for about 5 years. So it is not an expensive tool by any means. And you can take all of those loops and cut them. So you literally just snip the loop. Let's snip it on the back of this guy so you can see what we're going to do here. You're going to pull up and you're going to put your scissors through the loops and cut, right? Then you're going to use your hairbrush and starting at the tips of the yarn, brush it out. And then you just brush closer and closer to the body, or closer and closer to the base of the strand of yarn until you are all fluffed out as much as you want to be. Look how fluffy he is. Then Then what I would recommend is just giving him a quick trim up, quick haircut to make these all the same length. I kind of overdid the haircut. He kind of has like a Beatles like flat thing going on here, but so don't overdo it. But give him a trim so that he doesn't look quite as chaotic. So you've got fun, froofy, curly, chaotic, and you've got fluff-tastic, you know, Beatles haircut in the front. Less chaotic, but much fluffier and softer. So it is your decision how you're going to fluff your loop stitches. And isn't that fun? There's so many options. So you can leave them like this. You can fray the edges. You can cut and trim. Do what you want to do with them. I want to see your finished owls. So whether you decide to fluff those loop stitches or leave them, I want to see your owl. So take pictures, post them all over the place. I'm dying to see it. Obviously I was a little anxious or something because this guy came out just a tiny bit smaller than his buddy here, didn't he? I guess I was nervous on camera, so he's a little smaller. But look how much fun these are. So make a bunch of them, sell them at your next craft fair, do your thing. And isn't it awesome that you got to learn some really cool new textures in the process? Thank you so much for joining my first ever real crochet along. This has been a blast. I've enjoyed every second of it, and it's a really fun, exciting way to move into my next project, which is going to be my Ami Artistry Packs, which are going to be mini collections of stitches and techniques and methods you can use to up your game, to level up your Ami by using some new artistic techniques. Consider this like, you know, workshops on brush strokes, if you will, if you were a painter. It's the same concept. We're just going to workshop different things like textures and color work and construction. So it should be really, really fun. I want to talk to you guys about both the launch of the very new Ami Artistry Pack. The first one is called, appropriately enough, Fur, Feathers, and Fringe. So you'll see that this was definitely a fun preview for that artistry pack. And you can pick up Fur, Feathers, and Fringe at an introductory price right now that you're not going to be able to get for very long. And then it's going to go up to full price. And eventually I will be bundling all the artistry packs together, but that's not going to happen for quite a while as they come out one at a time. So keep that in mind as you're looking. If you don't want to wait, I would recommend getting them at the introductory prices when you have the opportunity. And then the other really awesome thing I'm doing today is opening the doors for Next Level Ami Design. Next Level Amigurumi Design is a course that will teach you all the skills you need to level up your Ami. This course isn't just for Ami designers who sell patterns. It is a game changer for product sellers who need to create a unique brand style and hobby crocheters who just want to create amigurumi art for their family and friends. Oh yes, every type of amigurumi artist can benefit from being able to sketch, plan, and create an amigurumi with my simple, streamlined design method. Because every Ami, whether it is big or small, simple or complex, is made up of a handful of simple techniques. Once you know these techniques and how to put them together, you can create the shapes needed to bring those ideas to life. Part of streamlining the process is learning some simple amiguru math to help you predetermine the behavior of curves and estimate sizes of objects and stitch counts before you ever pick up your hook. It's almost like writing a pattern and then testing it yourself with your first prototype, and it results in far less frogging and fewer stray Ami parts littering your house. So how does the course teach you how to design? We make samples, a lot of samples. For every lesson, you will make samples to give you hands-on experience with each technique, then give you a variety of shapes you can refer back to when you're choosing shapes for your designs. This design method works for me, but will it work for you? The students at Next Level Ami Design are getting great results using the skills they've learned. Oh my goodness, this course has been so empowering. I am new to design and I feel like I'm absolutely prepared to embark on this process. Moreover, my crochet knowledge and skills have grown superlatively. Thanks, Jen. I was stuck on how to create the tails with the curves I wanted for so long, and after going through the modules on curving with short rounds, it finally clicked. This is my most complex pattern yet, and I'm so proud of it. Thanks, Katie Brown, for your amazing course. Chanel, your work is amazing. Great course, opened my eyes to see there's so much to learn about making good amigurumi pieces. Making the samples is brilliant. It helps to take the guessing out of sizing. Thank you, Lauren, and your work is just getting better every day. Here are two amazing examples of works by the designers who've gone through the Next Level course. You can see Chanel and Lauren's pieces that they were talking about in their review. They used their newfound techniques to really level up their army, and their art is really out of this world, don't you think? So what does this course really look like? Well, we'll start with the fundamentals, covering a variety of shapes and tube shaping methods to establish a basis for your understanding of 3D crochet. These samples will also be paramount in the future planning of new designs, as you will have example sizes and shapes to draw on for inspiration as you choose the shapes you'll need to make your ideas come to life. Then we'll move on to advanced shaping, where we will expand upon and combine methods to create more impressive shapes, like one-piece wings and my personal favorite, one-piece quadrupeds. When your artist can make something like this without sewing, they will come back to you again and again for their next pattern. Then, once we have full grasp of the shaping possibilities, we'll use our new knowledge to plan, write, edit, and launch our amazing new amigurumi patterns. I know it's a lot, but Next Level Amigurumi Design is a self-paced course with lifetime access, meaning you can take your time with the lessons and repeat things when you want to. But you can start today. Because right now, the doors are open for Next Level Amigurumi Design. When you enroll today, $397 gets you lifetime access to the online course content, 50 plus lessons, 8 plus hours of video tutorials, 50 plus pages of sample patterns, worksheets, and practice tools, an exclusive community of fellow designers, monthly live events and networking, and designer challenges to spark your imagination. You can scan the QR code to enroll, or you can click the link in the description. You will get immediate access to your course after checkout, but I'm not done yet. The first bonus you will get in addition to your enrollment is something I use on a regular basis to plan out my design calendar. The 10-week design plan is a workbook that will help you create a 10-week-long rotating schedule that allows you to plan your design calendar months in advance, even for a whole year. This is how I keep designing at a steady pace throughout the year without overwhelming myself, my tech editors, my testers, or my customers. And I have a special gift for everyone who wants to level up their Ami today. I've created an exclusive discount on the new Ami Artistry Pack Fur, Feathers, and Fringe. As we were talking about earlier, it is a great way to learn several furry and feathery textures to make those amigurumi projects really pop. When you bundle Fur, Feathers, and Fringe with your Next Level enrollment, you get it for only $19. That's even 30% more off the introductory price. Look, I know how hard selling art can be. I'm here beside you, designing amigurumi every day in my business too. It's easy to come up with ideas for beautiful creatures, but making them in our chosen medium can be intimidating and downright hard. I created this course to help make the design process less intimidating and significantly shorter. This course is your shortcut from balls with legs to complex designs that wow the amigurumi community. I'm only keeping the doors open for enrollment for a short time. Then you will have to wait for the next enrollment period to gain access to the course. Don't wait to start your artistic journey. Start leveling up your Ami and advancing your design business. Every success story has a first step, and this could be yours. Next Level Amigurumi Design is already changing the artistic path of the students enrolled. Be the next to turn your dreams into designs and enroll today. Do yourself a favor, prioritize yourself and your craft by putting your time and energy into a course that has everything you need from a master in amigurumi design. Turn your dreams into designs.